I want to officially welcome everybody to our Kinyan Torah program, and we are going to be learning one of the 48 ways to acquire Torah each of the day of the Omer, and a different person hopefully will be presenting each day. I invite everybody to come join us, to come watch, to sign up, and hopefully this will be a great learning opportunity for the entire community, everybody joining together, not only everybody learning, but also hopefully everybody involved and everybody teaching. This all starts in Kinyan Torah, which we have as the 6th parak of Avos. And there the Brisa tells us that HaTorah niknes ba'arba u'shmona dvarim, that the Torah is acquired in 48 ways. So I'll get the ball rolling with this the first day. I would remind you that this is the first day of the Omer to count, but you're already getting this a little bit too late because it's after Yom Tov. But the first day, the first way is ve'elu hein, and these are they, b'talmud. Talmud is the first, with study. So Chazal tell us that a person has to study in order to learn. That's the first mistake that sometimes we make. Sometimes we think that we're just going to study a little bit, put in a little bit of effort, not really so much consistent work, and all of a sudden we're going to know Torah. We're going to know what to do. We're going to know what everything is. Chazal tell us that if somebody says, Lo yagati umatzati al tamin, that I didn't put in the work, but I learned the Torah and I found it, al tamin, you don't believe such a person. Similarly, Chazal tell us if somebody says yagati v'lo matzati al tamin, that I put in the work and I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't acquire any bit or ounce of Torah. Chazal tell us also al tamin, you don't believe such a person. But Chazal tell us that yagati umatzasi tamin, that somebody who says I put in the effort, I put in the work, and I've begun to acquire Torah, I've begun to amass the knowledge, I've begun to understand it and to appreciate it, so then tamin. So then you're supposed to believe. It means that in order to really understand Torah, to appreciate Torah, to come to be involved in Torah, a person has to put in the effort. A person has to have Talmud. A person has to study. But if you look in the Tiferes Yisrael, in the Mishnayos Yachin and Boaz, so Tiferes Yisrael writes a very, very different interpretation on this Mishnah. Tiferes Yisrael writes that when the Mishnah says, or the Brisa says, B'Talmud, with study, it doesn't mean like I just said, by studying, he says, Tzorech sheyikablem meirav. Talmud doesn't mean to study. It means to have a teacher. It means that Torah is not just ideas that I make up on my own, ideas that I come to and I decide what I think the Torah is. The Torah is not just nice thoughts that I can pick and I can choose. The Torah has a Masorah. The Torah has people who we need to learn from. In order to learn, to be involved, to acquire Torah, a person has to have a Rebbe. It's interesting. In the 4th parak of Avos, so Ben Zoma teaches us, Ezehu chacham halomed mikol adam. Ben Zoma teaches us that in order to be a chacham, you need to have a Rebbe, but Ben Zoma doesn't say you need to have one specific Rebbe. Ben Zoma says that you need to learn from everybody. Halomed mikol adam. It's fascinating and very important as we embark on a study of Kinyan Torah to understand what Ben Zoma tells us. The Rishonim explain on Ben Zoma's Mishnah that Ezehu chacham halomed mikol adam, that somebody who learns from everybody, someone who is open and capable of learning from everybody, is somebody who's a real chacham, because it means that his chachma is not giving him a sense of gaiva. You see a sense of entitlement that I'm better than somebody else because I am wise. That's what Ben Zoma teaches according to the Rishonim in the first Mishnah, the 4th parak of Avos. That Navi tells us, Al yishalel chacham b'chachmaso, that a wise person should not praise God with his wisdom. My wisdom is not what I'm supposed to praise God with. I'm not supposed to think that I'm better because I'm smarter. I have to be able to learn from everybody because it shows that I have a certain amount of modesty with my learning. I'm not embarrassed to say that I can learn something from that person, and I can learn something from that person, and I can learn something from that person. How lovely is it then that as we embark on this program, we will have different teachers every single day. Because we have something that we can learn from each person can teach us something. We can have multiple Rabbeim. We can have different Rabbeim. Now that being said, the Chida writes, in interpretation of that Mishnah, the first Mishnah of the 4th parak of Avos, Ben Zoma's Mishnah, Ezehu chacham halomed mikol adam, the Chida writes that in order to be lomed mikol adam, you need to be a chacham. You understand? In order to learn from everybody, you need to first have a certain amount of wisdom to know who it is that I'm learning from and to know what it is that they're saying. But the point is, and the concept is, that I need to have a Rebbe to teach me Torah. I need to put in the effort to learn Torah. I honestly, and sincerely hope that this project is a method by which we can put in effort to learn Torah, to make for ourselves chavrusas, partners we can learn with, Rabbeim we can have, so we can all grow together in our acquiring of the Torah until Shavuos, when we will receive the Torah as a community. Everybody have a great day. Take care.